What if the biggest thing stopping you from success is not your talent, not your education, not your background, and not even your luck? What if it is one simple belief sitting quietly inside your mind? This book says your life can move in two completely different directions depending on one thing. Do you believe your abilities are fixed, or do you believe they can grow? Carol S. Dweck explains that most people live with one of two mindsets. The first is called the fixed mindset. A person with a fixed mindset believes that intelligence, talent, confidence, and ability are things you are born with. You either have them or you do not. So when life becomes difficult, they feel exposed. If they fail, they think, maybe I am not smart enough. If someone criticizes them, they feel attacked. If someone else succeeds, they feel threatened. They avoid challenges because challenges might prove they are not good enough. This is why a fixed mindset can quietly destroy growth. It makes people protect their image instead of improving their life. They would rather look smart than become smarter. They would rather avoid failure than learn from it. They would rather stay comfortable than become better. Then Carol Dweck introduces the second mindset, the growth mindset. A person with a growth mindset believes that abilities can be developed. They believe intelligence can improve, skills can improve, confidence can improve. Even talent can grow through effort, practice, feedback, and time. When they fail, they do not see failure as proof that they are useless. They see it as information. They ask, what can I learn from this? That is the real power of this book. It teaches that failure is not the end of your story. Failure is part of the training. One of the most important lessons in the book is the power of the word yet. A fixed mindset says, I cannot do this. A growth mindset says, I cannot do this yet. That one word changes everything. It keeps the door open. It tells your brain that improvement is still possible. It turns weakness into a starting point instead of a final label. The book also explains how this mindset affects children. Many parents and teachers praise children by saying, you are so smart. But Carol Dweck explains that this can sometimes create fear. Because when a child is praised only for being smart, they may start avoiding hard things. Why? Because hard things might make them look less smart. Instead, the book says we should praise effort, strategy, focus, practice, and improvement. Not just natural talent. For example, instead of saying, you are a genius, we can say, you worked really hard on that. This teaches children that effort matters, and when children believe effort matters, they become less afraid of challenges. The same lesson applies to adults. In business, people with a fixed mindset often want to prove they are the smartest person in the room. They may hide mistakes, they may avoid feedback, they may blame others when things go wrong. But growth mindset leaders are different. They want to learn, they listen, they improve. They are not afraid to admit what they do not know, and because of that, they build stronger teams. In relationships, the fixed mindset can also create problems. Some people believe that if love is real, everything should be easy. So when arguments happen, they think, this relationship is wrong. But the growth mindset sees relationships differently. It understands that love also needs learning. Communication can improve. Patience can improve. Understanding can improve. A good relationship is not just found, it is built. This book also changes the way we look at successful people. Many people think successful people were simply born special, but Carol Dweck shows that behind success there is usually effort, failure, learning, correction, and persistence. The people who grow the most are not always the people who start with the most talent. They are often the people who keep going after mistakes. They do not ask, how do I prove myself? They ask, how do I improve myself? That is the difference. A fixed mindset wants to protect the ego. A growth mindset wants to build the future. And the truth is, we all have both mindsets in different areas of life. You might have a growth mindset in your career, but a fixed mindset in relationships. You might believe you can improve your fitness, but believe you are just bad at maths. You might believe you can learn new skills, but still think confidence is something you either have or do not have. This book asks us to notice those hidden beliefs, because the moment you say, that is just how I am, you close the door to change. But the moment you say, I can learn, you open it again. The most powerful message of mindset is simple. You are not finished. Your abilities are not frozen. Your brain can grow. Your skills can grow. Your character can grow. Your life can grow. But growth does not happen by wishing. It happens when you choose challenges instead of avoiding them. When you learn from criticism instead of running from it. When you keep going after failure instead of letting it define you. And when you stop trying to look perfect and start trying to become better. So the next time you fail, do not ask, what does this say about me? Ask, what can this teach me? Because your mindset will decide whether failure becomes a wall or a doorway. And maybe that is the real lesson of this book. Success is not only about being talented, it is about believing you can grow and then proving it through effort, learning, and action. The moment your mindset changes, your future starts changing too.